What's up, safety man, Tony? Huh. Y'all, I never figured this shit out. Alright, so there's people in here, but I can't figure out how to find the chat. Holy shit, I found the keyboard. What's up, Southern Citizen? I found a video, and if I can figure out how to get into the chat... Found it. Okay. How do I click copy and paste? Did that... Where'd it go? There was supposed to be a YouTube link with that one, but I can't get it to work. Wait, nope. Yep. Click X. Y'all, my...
years of trying to explain what's going on in America's family.
The news about...
I need to find the clip tray. How do I get rid of this? I'm really unprepared for it, guys. I don't know how to...
paychecks. Any single person that makes $99,000.
Nope.
This is Susan Bassey. I take you on a First Amendment audit of California's courts, and I want to show you how accessible those 70% of people in California have to represent themselves in court, be their own lawyer.
This is...
Under the law, everybody... Thank you for joining us here. I'm Heather Brown.
We want to begin with the latest on the death of George Floyd.
So, continuing protest. That's not it. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm gonna go get this link from the video, and I'll be right back.
But if we want to see that charge, it would not be wise.
Okay, no. Cancel. URL. Bear with me, guys. I'm doing a very bad job at this.
The investigation into the death of George Floyd. Let's listen in. Mayors can shape events in their city. But more often than not, it's events in our city that shape us. There are precedents and protocols sitting in the reserves of...
So, this is the video that I found. I just watched it a minute ago. It was posted like 19 hours ago. And it's the mayor calling for the arrest of that cop. He's not been arrested yet. For some reason, they're not going to go arrest him for whatever reason. I don't know if the DA is slacking off, or if it's the cop's just not going to go look for him, or if he's not turning himself in, or what. But this is what I found, and the mayor's actually trying to speak with some sense.
Of institutions just like this one that will give you about 1,000 reasons not to do something, not to speak out, not to act so quickly. And I've wrestled with, more than anything else over the last 36 hours, one fundamental question.
Well, what's that question, Mr. Mayor? I mean, you're speaking out about some bad things that happen, but when I try to talk to my mayor, I get cops called on me. But you can't get the cops to listen to you, huh? What?
Why is the man who killed George Floyd not in jail? If you had done it,
Well, that's that blue line privilege, don't you know? Didn't we see this with Amber Geiger and the rest of them?
or I had done it, we would be behind bars right now. And I cannot come up with a good answer to that question. And so I'm calling on Hennepin County Attorney Mike Freeman to act on the evidence before him. I'm calling on him to charge the arresting officer in this case. We cannot turn a blind eye. It is on us as leaders to see this for what it is and call it what it is. George Floyd deserves justice. His family deserves justice. The black community deserves justice. And our city deserves justice.
So if anybody sees what this video is and has a wrench in the channel, or I might give you a wrench. Safety man, are you there? I need somebody to grab this link and throw it up here in the chat. I've got the link and I'm going to put it in the description when I upload, but I don't want to lose my channel because I played this video. And I don't know how to post into the chat. Otherwise I would. I can't post into the chat from here. Is there any way you can grab this link and post it in the chat for the people that want to go here and, like or dislike or leave a comment on this video, and so that I can give them their full props? I don't want to lose my channel for it, but that's why I'm pausing it so much. He speaks out in this video. He's like, why is this man not in jail? If I'd have done it, you'd have done it, we'd be in jail. But the cop does it and it's okay. And he just walks off. Let's watch a little bit more.
I'll stand for any questions.
What about the other officers?
I'm sorry, say it one more time.
You said the officers killed him. What about the other three?
The evidence that I have before me right now, which I hesitate to speak, given the fact that I ultimately want a charging decision to move forward, is somewhat limited to the video evidence that is there. And I do not want to get into the fundamentals of different classifications of murder. I do not want to get into the fundamentals of any one specific charge for any one individual. What I can say with certainty, based on what I saw, is that the individual, the officer who had his knee on the neck of George Floyd should be charged, and I'm calling on Hennepin County Attorney to do that.
Do you want to wait this? Hey, Mayor, let me just pause for 1 second. The audio okay on the live stream? Okay, all right. Do you want to wait? I mean, do you need to see the cause of death?
So, right now, I guess the ball's in the DA's court. Let's see if that's the right link.
This is breaking news from WCCO.
Yep, that's the right link.
At this point, he died an hour after the incident. You need, obviously, by saying what you are, you don't need to wait. But could you explain why that's not important in making a criminal charging decision?
I'm not going to weigh in on the evidence. I know there's clearly more evidence to come.
He's not going to
But
weigh.
I will say that based on what I saw...
Is he really not going to weigh in on it? Man, that's crazy. Is he not appalled? He can use descriptive terms, right? Or is it something by his job that he's not allowed by policy to express his First Amendment? Is that a contract he signed when he took an oath of office? Is that it? I mean, he is speaking against his fellow government, his fellow ruling class, the elites.
In the video, this is the decision that I am making. Obviously, as not a prosecutor myself.
Have you talked to Mike?
You're making a decision. Well, the people have made a decision to, like, flip the fuck out. Are you not going to get upset about this? Maybe, maybe you should get a little more proactive and start looking for him. Like, hey, Mr. DA, I want these charges filed now. How about this, Mr. Mayor? How about you, as the boss of the police, go speak to the chief of police and tell him you want charges filed? If the DA won't listen, that might help. Or is the DA higher on the totem pole than the chief of police and the mayor? Huh. It's funny how this is going, because he wants the officer arrested, but he's not arrested yet. I think I live in the only state in the country where you don't have private persons arrests. Huh.
Mike Freeman, is he open to this idea?
I have relayed my call to action to the Hennepin County Attorney, Mike Freeman. Yes.
What do you want to see this officer charged with specifically?
I want to see a charge take place. I want to see justice for George Floyd, and me commenting on either the evidence, obviously much of which is not out yet, and or a specific charge would inhibit that measure. So again, I want to see the charge of the arresting officer take place, but if we want to see that charge, it would not be wise for me to provide the specifics of a form of murder.
And Mayor, would you just repeat the question?
Yes, I will. My apologies.
Mayor, multiple council members have raised questions about the way police reacted to the protest last night. Where were you during those protests, and what role did you play in determining how police responded to it?
Thank you for the question. The question from Liz was, what role did I play in responding to the protests that were occurring last night? And I'd like to speak a little more broadly about this as well. So, right now, more than ever, I get the need to protest.
I don't know quite how all this works, so I'm really going by the seat of my pants here. So I'm pausing it every so often, kind of like I see that some of the other big channels do. Sometimes I can get another. No, I don't want a URL. I want the camera. Can I get... Nope. Alright, before I mess anything up too majorly, I'm going to stop tinkering. I'll figure this out and then come back and do the tinkering. There will be a change. The budget will just get bigger. Honestly, I think everybody's budget everywhere in the government is getting bigger every year. And it comes from the thing of, well, if I don't get it, no one will. Or if I don't get it, someone else is just going to spend it, so why not me? Well, that's what happens when you have greedy commissioners and greedy mayors. And, well, I think I could do more with this than that. And, well, if we don't spend it this year, we won't get it next year. I know I've been around people in schools where janitors, cleaning crews and stuff, they'll take home extra cleaning supplies because they have to get so much in every time they order. Otherwise, even if they don't use it all, it's wasteful. It's bullshit. When I found that out, I was mad as fuck. I'm like, damn it, that's part of the fucking problem right there. Let's see what else the mayor has to say here, because he looks a little concerned here. Maybe a little hopeless. A little broken there, maybe. Maybe he thinks he might, if he don't do something now, he might not get reelected.
Tension. There's an inherent problem in this world of sound bites, where those who are protesting peacefully get lumped in with
safety
those that are not. Where those who are policing compassionately get lumped in with those who are not. And by the way, I want to commend.
I'm gonna take this moment just because I am sharing this video. If anybody would like to feel a little bit better about helping me trying to keep my channel going, somebody please go help me and hit that for them. Oh dang, it won't let me. Yeah, somebody please go hit that at least one time for me so they know they got at least one like off of me. Please. I don't know how to sign in. I don't know what I'm doing with this. It won't let me. I can't sign in on a live stream. Can't do that.
The 99% of protesters that were there last night doing so in a peaceful manner. And we need to be straightforward. We need to be straightforward and honest with people 100% of the time. We need to continue to be calling on our.
You mean the mayor's saying the cops can't lie? But the Supreme Court says they can. And they're bigger than you, so what are you going to do about it? You going to start a national committee for reform? You and like 20 other mayors, huh? You going to do something about it, or are you just going to talk about it?
Better angels, especially during this time where one crisis is sandwiched in on another. I'm committed to doing that. Next question.
No mayor
And he brings up the COVID for all the beautiful sheeple out there. The beautiful sheeple, the beautiful sheeple.
has ever publicly called on a prosecutor to bring criminal charges against a police officer, at least here in Minneapolis. What went through your mind? What went into this decision to come up here and do what you're doing today?
The question was that stated that no mayor has ever publicly called for the prosecution of one of his or her own officers before, at least in, I think you said, in our state.
In Minneapolis, at least, as far as we know, yeah.
And the question is, what went into that decision?
Right.
Now, I mentioned earlier that there are protocols, there is guidance, there's precedent, that is...
There's what? Precedent? What? Wow. There's laws? There's rules? What?
almost instilled in the walls of these institutions like city government as if it were...
It's oozing out the walls? Are we serious, man? That's how deep the good old boy club's in there? It's oozing out the walls? What?
Order. And so many of those protocols say that you shouldn't act quick. You shouldn't make a decisive decision. You shouldn't speak out. And they'll give you 1,000 reasons why that guidance is given.
1,000 reasons? Well, I think I can give you 1,001 reasons why you not put it off. Look out your window, buddy. Look out your window.
But there was one question in my mind that I could not answer. If I'm tasked with being honest with people, which I do promise to be, how could I argue? How could I not speak out when an offense took place that you or I or many other people through our city would have been behind bars if they did? Yet this...
Actually, if we would have done something like that, and they would have been the victim, we probably would have never made it to the cell to begin with. Because, you know, the police, they just love killing people. Whether it's for doing something or not doing something, or for not giving them enough fucking slack, or for not damn worshiping them, or for not licking their boots. They just love to kill people.
Particular individual, this officer was not. could not answer that question, and because of that, I felt I had to speak out. And by the way, black men have...
Thank you, safety man. Thank you for stopping in. Always appreciate it. You're always welcome here, man. And I'm not gonna watch the whole video, but I'm gonna see what all the mayor has to say about the subject. We've got a couple of more. So but yeah, this mayor, he's a trip, man. He's a trip. I want to call him. I actually might call him on this live stream. Hold on. Hey Siri, call Minneapolis City Hall.
The only option I found is Minneapolis City Hall, on South 5th Street in Minneapolis.
Call it.
Is that the one you want?
Yes, call it.
Calling Minneapolis City Hall.
How about that, guys? We're going to call City Hall real quick.
If your call is regarding the recent police incident over the weekend, please contact the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension at 651-798-7000. Thank you. Your number in queue. 45 calls.
What? I missed it. Hold on.
Please continue to hold. Someone will be with you shortly.
Pizza boxes and many other things will get composted and not end up in the trash. To sign up, visit the city. For calling 311. All agents are currently busy assisting other callers. If you would like to receive a callback from the next available agent, press 1. Hold for the next available agent. Thank you for taking it outside.
Please continue to hold.
have been...
Besides dialing 311, you can reach 311 by using the mobile app.
They've been borne out, obviously, we've seen the videos from surveillance cameras. Darnella Frazier. We haven't seen anything that would suggest any resistance. Have you seen any at all in any of the evidence you've seen?
The question is whether I have seen that George Floyd resisted arrest in some form. I have not seen any evidence to show that, no. I have not.
COVID-19. Can you explain the heavy presence at that?
So, he says the video he has seen is murder. He wants the cop charged with murder of some sort or another. Go after the harshest seems like, but BZ representatives or CBS representatives. The channel we're watching is WCCO, CBS Minnesota. Like I said, please go hit that like button on the video, because, I mean, at least he did speak out. The news channel did cover it. They did come out in this pandemic, this time of great need, and try to cover this news story and ask the mayor why.
Compelled to keep that quote-unquote suspect there?
The question was, I repeat what you said, it seems that a counterfeit bill would not require such heavy police presence, and why was there such heavy police presence there at the time, and no, I do not know, I cannot speak to that.
When can we expect to see the from the officers?
I'd like to release it as soon as is possible, while not compromising the investigation, but more right now, and actually there are other investigative bodies as well, the FBI being one of them.
You mean the FBI is actually going to look into something Does it really take somebody dying to get them involved? Because if that's the standard, I mean, that's a shame. Very doable, very possible. The police do it on a regular basis. So I wonder how many times the FBI has looked into police departments, or a particular police department. If they've looked into it more than once, there's probably a problem. I mean, the FBI doesn't normally look at a private person more than once. You know, they're either looking at them or they're not looking at them. And normally when they're looking at them, they're gone for life. You know, the FBI is the bigwigs.
Possible. There's every reason to provide the public with the truth. There's also every reason to make sure that this investigation takes place in a way where we can get to a charging decision as soon as possible.
We're calling on local authorities to charge the officer. Are you taking a position on how federal investigators their portion of this?
The question was, so I'm calling on local authorities to make a decision and to come forward with a charge of the arresting officer. The question is whether I'm asking federal authorities to do the same. My understanding is that the decision lies with the Hennepin County Attorney. To the extent...
No way. No. 18 USC 241. Turn it over. Turn it over. The guy works for the police department. The police chief works for the mayor. Did they just hang up? They just hung up on me. What the fuck? Oh, that's great. Let's see what else he has to say.
Extent that I'm wrong, and there is a charging decision that also lies with other bodies of government. Yeah, I'm calling on that too.
Surely you must have a preference next to the
It is a fair question. The question was, what are we talking about in time? Are we talking about 3 days, 2 weeks? Michelle, to the extent I could give you an answer on that, I would. I do not know. I would like to see that footage released as soon as possible. If we could do so in a way where we could ensure that investigation was not compromised, a charging decision was moved forward with in the very near future, I'd do it right away.
And are you confident that Mike Freeman, given how closely Hennepin County prosecutors work with the police and the recent history in prosecuting the MPD, are you confident that that decision will withstand scrutiny?
So the question was, withstand scrutiny of who?
Maybe unbiased in making a decision about whether Minneapolis police officers should be prosecuted.
So the question was whether we can be confident that the Hennepin County Attorney can not have a bias in making a decision.
Bias in making a decision. Bias in making a decision. What? He personally knew the cop. The DAs work with the cops. How can he not be biased when he knows the cop? Are you telling me that this cop has never arrested anyone before and this is his first time taking anyone to jail? No. Fuck, man. For Christ's sakes. I started off liking you just a little bit. I'm like, damn, he's speaking out. I was like proud, like, damn, the mayor's doing something, And then I got to realizing, what the fuck are you really doing except running your motherfucking mouth, dude? You are the mayor. You can arrest him in the state you live in. Okay? He committed murder. Go arrest him before someone else does it. That's a felony warrant. That's a federal crime. He used color of law to deprive someone of their rights. If someone doesn't arrest him that doesn't want him dead, someone will arrest him that does not give a fuck if he's dead. There is no limitation. He can and will get the death penalty. What the fuck are you thinking? There's a jury of 300 people outside that's calling for him to be hung.
about this particular case.
About that.
I think we've seen a very long history in this country of charging decisions being made that did not do justice to the victims, especially when the potential charging decision was against a law enforcement individual, and even more so when that law enforcement officer was white and the victim was black.
Oh my God. Does it have to be a race card? It was one man against another. Maybe it was involved in the race thing. It was a murder. Okay, you bring up the race card. It goes from 25 to life to 25 to life without parole. So are we getting there yet? How about this one? 18 USC 241 and 242. Deprivation of rights, or the conspiracy to deprive anyone of their rights under color of law, may get you up to, but not limited to, 25 years to life in prison and or the death penalty. So it fits the laws. All the right circumstances are here. There's a lynch mob outside in public right now, which is against the law to have a lynch mob, but it's against the law to murder somebody too. So I mean, it's against the law to protect somebody while they murder somebody and stop other people from stopping it. So ergo, Tao gets it too. Little short shit Tao, he gets it fucking too, man.
You know, I've stated what I want to see. I am very hopeful that the evidence will be reviewed and that a charging decision will not just be made, but there is a decision specifically, there is a decision to charge. I'm not going to comment further than that.
Mayor, do you know if any of the 4 officers gave statements before they were fired, internal statements at the very least, before they were fired yesterday?
I do not.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on how you make your decision that this man can be charged? I mean, was there something, is it something that's in the public domain that you saw? Is it something that everyone's seen, or do you have pretty more information than we have?
Sure.
If it was really a race thing, I believe Tao would have been just as fucking scared, because you know he's not white. So I mean, it's not the race thing. Why was he covering up for it? I mean, he's a minority too, right? No. This is just straight out and right blue power. The blue line privilege. Well, I'm just going to choke this dude out on the street with all these witnesses around, and I'm going to walk away from this. And I know I am. I'm going to get off. I probably go rub one out as soon as I get done murdering this dude, man. Like, this is just like every day for me, man. Like, what the fuck? And he just gets up and walks away. No, if that had been anyone else, you'd have been shot dead in the motherfucking street. But because you got a fucking blue line badge and a fucking bullshit ass clock that the government gave you, you think you're all that. Well, do us all a favor. Take that stuff and, well, no, your police chief already took that from you, didn't he? Huh. So how about this? You just walk the fuck out after you get fired. You just walk out the front door and turn yourself in. You was too fucking prideful and too fucking ignorant to turn and check the man for a motherfucking pulse. So oblivious to whether the man was alive or not. We don't give a fuck how this happens, but it's gonna happen.
I'll give it to you straight up. So the question was, can I elaborate a little bit more on my belief that the arresting officer should be charged? And yes, we watched for 5 whole excruciating minutes as a white officer firmly pressed his knee into the neck of an unarmed, handcuffed black man. I saw no threat. I saw nothing that would signal that this kind of force was necessary. By the way, that particular technique that was used is not authorized by the MPD. It is not something that officers are trained in on, and should not be used, period. And so, in so many of these horrible instances in which law enforcement tragically kills a member of our community, we are talking about split-second decisions. In so many of these instances, we are talking about 4 or 5 or 6 seconds, sometimes less, where a decision was made that tragically killed somebody and impacted a whole community. We are not talking about a split-second decision that was made incorrectly. There's somewhere around 300 seconds in those 5 minutes, every one of which the officer could have turned back, every second of which he could have removed his knee from George Floyd's neck, every one of which he could have listened to community around him clearly saying that he needed to stop. Every one of
This is a pretty impassionate speech here, sir. But is it all for show, or is there any substance to this? Are you going to call for what is fair in this case? As the mayor, as the man who hires and fires the police chief, you are responsible for everything that they do. And the fact that he was not arrested while on the scene is a very big pressing concern. When the second set of officers showed up, that brown shirt that walked up and checked him for a pulse, he should have relieved him of his weapon right then and there.
one of which you heard George Floyd himself articulating the pain he was feeling, an inability to breathe. I can't see coming to a different answer there. And I think it's incumbent on all of us to say that. Thank you.
Real quickly, have you seen the body camera footage yourself?
No, I have not yet.
Have you spoken to any of the officers who responded?
Walk off like a boss, bitch.
When did you find out the circumstances were different than that initial news release?
Back to his office to hide.
That was Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry calling in Hennepin County.
Horrible timing. Well, guys, since I don't know how to work this thing, and I keep making all these mistakes, the only thing that I can do is shut it down, because I don't know how to close out all this stuff. Oh no, it's saying high CPU use may damage the phone. What? What'd I do? Fix it. Shit. You guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing and ringing that bell and whatnot. If I never get off of this screen.